Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into something pretty fascinating. It's this intersection of just ultimate luxury and modern efficiency.
And our focus is the Mercedes-Benz S580e plug-in hybrid.
Exactly. We've gone through a really detailed review of this car, and it's positioned as, well, the benchmark, isn't it? It's how a top-tier luxury sedan is supposed to embrace electrification.
It really is. The source material basically frames it as an instruction manual for the rest of the industry. The S-Class has always been that leader.
Right.
It defines what comfort and tech should look like for the next decade. So our mission today is to really get at the big question our sources are asking. Is this S580 the future of the executive car, or is it just a compromise? I mean, the challenge for Mercedes was huge. You're adding a big battery and electric motor. That's a lot of weight and complexity.
And you have to do it without watering down what makes an S-Class an S-Class.
That's the tightrope. How do you make the hybrid tech serve the prestige instead of, overwhelming it?
Okay, so let's start with the first impression. The design. The philosophy here seems to be prestige over futurism.
Completely. When you see it on the road, it's an S-Class. Full stop. You wouldn't immediately know it's a plug-in hybrid.
And that's deliberate.
Absolutely. That's the whole strategy. I mean, some competitors making their EVs look like spaceships, just radically different.
Right.
Mercedes chose to maintain that core identity. It's elegant, it has that commanding road presence, the long wheelbase, the chrome accents, it's all there.
The source material points to the headlights too. The LED digital lights.
Yeah, and they are incredible. They're not just for lighting up the road. They have these micro mirrors inside.
Micro mirrors, what for?
They can actually project warning symbols or even guidance lines right onto the road surface in front of you.
Wow. Okay, so that's high tech, but it's hidden inside a design that still looks totally classic.
Exactly. It screams S-Class, not science experiment. The only real clues are the very small ease badge and the charging port.
And the review mentioned how neatly that charging flap is integrated. It's almost invisible when it's closed. It is. It all points to one thing. The person buying this car wants the benefits of electric power, but they're not willing to sacrifice an ounce of status for it. It's seamless. Okay, so if the outside is about status, the inside is where you actually live the luxury. Stepping into the S580e is described as entering a luxury lounge.
And that comes down to the materials. You're surrounded by hand-stitched Napa leather, open-pore wood trim.
Where you can actually feel the grain of the wood.
Right. And these meticulously finished metal accents. It's a completely sensory experience. It's what you're paying for.
And right in the middle of all that classic craftsmanship, you have this massive OLED touchscreen.
A 12.8-inch screen. Yeah, it dominates the dash, along with the fully digital instrument cluster behind the wheel.
That must have been a design challenge, blending old world materials with this giant piece of glass.
Yeah, they pulled it off, though. And the OLED technology is key. Unlike a regular screen, it has perfect blacks, so when it's off, it just sort of melts into the dashboard.
And when it's on, the graphics are incredibly crisp.
Mm-hmm. And that tech extends to the ambient lighting. It's not just a simple light strip.
No, it's an active system. It wraps around the whole cabin.
Yeah.
And you can change the colors, but it also links up with the car's systems, right?
Yeah, it can flash red for a warning or change color when you adjust the temperature. It lets you completely personalize the atmosphere in there. And all of this tech is in service of one thing: comfort, which in an executive car really means the back seat.
The rear passenger experience.
Mm-hmm.
This is a car you're often driven in, not one you drive.
And those rear seats are true executive class. We're talking reclining, heated, ventilated, often with massage function.
With their own controls for everything.
Sure. And this is where the hybrid system becomes a massive luxury feature.
The silence.
The silence. In pure electric mode, driving through a city, the car is nearly silent. You eliminate all that engine noise and vibration. In this car, silence is maybe the ultimate premium feature.
That silent operation is the perfect bridge to performance, because this car has a combined output of around 510 horsepower, which is a lot.
It's a huge number. But the goal isn't aggression, it's all about refinement.
So what's under the hood exactly?
You have a very smooth turbocharged straight-six petrol engine, and that's paired with an electric motor that's built right into the transmission.
And that combination gives you that surprisingly quick acceleration. It does. But the review is very clear on this. It is not a sports sedan. The whole point is no drama, just seamless performance. How do they achieve that seamless feeling?
It's the instant torque from the electric motor. A normal engine has to build up revs to deliver power. The electric motor gives you all of its twisting force from the second you touch the pedal.
So it just goes effortlessly.
effortlessly. There's no waiting, no big downshift from the gearbox. It makes city driving, especially in traffic, just incredibly calm and responsive.
Okay, but the engine is only one part of the S-Class equation. The real hallmark has always been the ride quality.
And the review calls it exceptional. That's all down to the advanced air suspension.
Which is more than just soft springs.
Oh, much more. It's a smart system. It uses sensors to constantly read the road and adjust the damping at each wheel individually.
I remember reading that some versions can even scan the road ahead. Does this one do that?
Yes, it often has a system like e-active body control. It uses stereo cameras to literally see a pothole or a speed bump coming.
And it adjusts the suspension before the wheel gets there.
Exactly. So instead of hitting the bump, the car feels like it just glides right over it. It's an incredible feeling.
And it's paired with some serious cabin insulation to make it quiet at highway speeds.
Absolutely. Double glazed windows, advanced aerodynamics, tons of sound deadening material. It's designed to be a bubble of serenity. One of the quietest cars in the world.
But we have to talk about the weight. Adding a big battery and a motor that adds hundreds of pounds, that has to affect the handling.
It's a huge engineering challenge, and the car is definitely heavier. But the sources all agree the handling is remarkably composed and stable.
So how do they hide all that extra mass?
A lot of it comes down to really clever chassis tuning and features like four-wheel steering.
Where the back wheels turn a little bit?
Right. At low speeds, they turn in the opposite direction of the front wheels. It makes the turning circle dramatically smaller. This huge car suddenly feels much more nimble in a parking garage.
So the whole philosophy is about composure, not aggression. It glides rather than attacks corners.
That's a perfect way to put it. It's about confidence and control, isolating you from the chaos.
Okay, moving from the mechanicals to the digital brain of the car. The technology suite.
The core of it is the MBUX system, the Mercedes-Benz user experience. It's the central nervous system, and it supports these very advanced natural language voice commands.
So you don't have to learn specific phrases, you just talk to it.
Pretty much. And the source really singled out the augmented reality navigation as a standout feature.
Right, explain that for anyone who hasn't seen it. What does that look like in practice?
So instead of just a map on the screen, it shows you a live video feed from a camera on the front of the car, and then it overlays digital arrows, street names, lane guidance right onto that live video.
So it's literally pointing to the street you need to turn on.
Exactly. In a confusing city, it's a game changer. You basically can't miss your turn.
And of course, beyond the cool features, there's the safety tech.
All of it. Everything you'd expect, like adaptive cruise control, but it's elevated to level 2 semi-autonomy.
Meaning it can essentially drive itself on the highway for periods of time?
Yeah, it manages your speed, keeps you centered in the lane, handles traffic flow. It dramatically reduces driver fatigue on a long trip.
Okay, so we've covered the luxury, the silence, the tech. But this is a deep dive, so we have to look at the compromises, the practical trade-offs of choosing this plug-in hybrid.
Right. The main benefit is obviously fuel efficiency. Being able to do your daily commute entirely on electric power is huge.
But what are the drawbacks? The source pointed to 3 big ones.
Well, first is the price. It's an S-Class, so it's already expensive, but this hybrid tech adds another layer of cost.
Okay.
Second is the weight, which we talked about. The suspension handles it brilliantly, but it's still a factor.
And the third one, which is maybe the most practical issue for a buyer, is trunk space.
The battery pack has to go somewhere. And in this car, it eats into the trunk a bit.
How much are we talking?
The review noted it loses about 5 cubic feet of space compared to the non-hybrid version. That could be the difference between fitting 3 large suitcases for an airport run or only 2.
That's a real-world compromise. You're trading some utility for that silent electric city driving.
It is. Mercedes is betting that for the typical executive buyer, the silent, efficient commute is more valuable than that last bit of trunk space. It's a calculated risk.
So to wrap this all up, the S580e is, well, it's a statement. It delivers everything you expect from an S-Class. The comfort, the tech, the prestige, but it does it while fully embracing electrification. And the verdict from the source is clear. It's a masterful blend. It's not just the best hybrid S-Class, it's one of the finest executive cars you can buy today, period. And for you, listening to this, the key takeaway is seeing how a flagship brand integrates disruptive technology. They don't just throw out the rule book.
No, they prioritize their established identity, the look, the feel, the comfort, and they make sure the new technology only enhances that experience and never distracts from it.
Which brings us to our final provocative thought for you to think about. Considering the improved efficiency, that seamless power, and especially that silent electric driving in the city, would you choose this S580e with its small compromise in trunk space over a traditional thirsty petrol S-Class?
That blend of silence and savings is a really powerful argument. It's a genuine decision point for the future of luxury.
Something to mull over. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.